Hello and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4 to test out another new car. So this video we're going to be testing out the Nissan Pulsar, one of the two new cars that's been added as part of the Series 22 Spring season. So we did test out the other new car, the Peugeot 205 Rally, earlier, which was a rather boring car that I don't particularly like, but if you want to see the video on that, that did go up earlier, if you want to see my thoughts on that car. But yeah, personally I wasn't terribly excited by that one. What I was more interested in was this Nissan Pulsar GTiR, the 50% completion prize for this week. So I'm going to jump in that quickly now and we'll take it for a first drive. Much more interesting car, I think, than the Peugeot, which we've already got the T16 version of in the game, so I don't know why they added the other one. But anyway, here we have the Nissan Pulsar GTiR, or as it's known here in the UK and in most of Europe, I believe, the Nissan Sunny GTiR. Although actually this is the Pulsar, so it should have slightly more power than the Sunny, because due to regulations and things on fuel, the ECU was down-tuned slightly for the Sunny version, the UK, and well, the European version basically. But yeah, it's a cool little thing. It's mad how fast it is. It starts in, okay, it's still C-Class, but right at the top, 598, so it's quite a lot faster than that Peugeot we tested out earlier. Basically it was, as a lot of these cars in this Series R, it was homologated for rally, so this was built for Group A rallying, so this was the homologation road car for it, which was built between 1990 and 1994, although the actual rally team only did 9 rallies with limited success, so they abandoned it quite soon after that. It did go on to do some other racing, I think, but never really was very successful. But it did spawn this rather cool road car. But yeah, basically the rallying wasn't very successful, and then Nissan decided to put their money into racing at Le Mans, so into building the R390, which is of course then responsible for the engine that they then sold to McLaren, which is found in many McLarens. So this not being successful helped Nissan to build the engine which is now found in many McLarens. So a bit weird, but anyway, yeah, built for Group A rallying. This thing is obviously 2 litre, which is a lot of rally regulations, but all-wheel drive, so it means it can do 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Probably not if you wheel spin and it's raining, but there we go. Which is ridiculous for a 1990 hatchback. So yeah, it is fast. Well, relatively speaking, it is fast. I know it might not feel it in Forza because you're all driving your X-Class tuned Bugattis, but it is fast. And I mean, look at it, it's a bit mad. Right, anyway, we are at the castle, so let's head on in and see what upgrades and customization there is for it. I mean, partly we can just paint it a colour that isn't black. But yeah. I'm not, oh no, I've gone into playground games, haven't I? Why is that right next to the house? I don't get that. But yeah, it's a shame it never really found success in rallying, but like I say, it then meant they went on to develop the R390 and take part in endurance racing instead. But yeah, it's a shame. And it's a shame the European variant is less powerful, but we've got the Pulsar in the game, not the Sunny, so this is the slightly more powerful version. I'm not sure how much difference there actually was. What's that on the front? So, is that for Pulsar? Why has it not got a Nissan badge? Pulsar Nissan. Okay, anyway, what have we got? Forza Aero, hideous. Forza Aero, hideous. I mean, why would you get rid of that wing? That wing is amazing. Okay, what have we got? I don't want to do this, but we've got many, many engines. We've got an inline 6, an inline 4, another inline 4, another inline 6, another inline 4, V6, and a 4-rotor. I've not seen that come up in a car for a while. I know you can put it in things like the limo. But yes, if you really want to, you can make a 4-rotor Nissan Sunny, basically. And we've got a rear-wheel drive conversion that, for some unknown reason, brings it into B class. Strange. But let's not do that. I mean, although I suppose it's homologated for rally, I think we should turn this into a bit of a road racer. So if we go with some race tyres, partly just because we've turned most things into rally cars from this series, so I think we need to do that. I think we need to change out those wheels. They're not the nicest of things to look at, are they? And then what do we go with? Do we go with something like that? Some 3-spoke Advans. I do quite like these, and I haven't used them for a while, so let's go for that for now. Brought the track width out. We'll leave all of that alone. It'll sit slightly nicer once it's got some slightly lower suspension. I might bring those front wheels in one. Forza does this weird thing where if you space the front wheels and the back wheels the same amount, the front wheels look like they... I think they look like they stick out too much, so let's bring that back one. We did all the gearboxy stuff. We're now mid-A class, so let's put on some nice brakes. Race suspension. Do the anti-roll bars, and we'll leave the roll cage and weight reduction out and leave the power alone. But that brings us up 2 classes with a few handling mods, handling and visual mods, which is making it look quite a bit better. Right, let's see if we can lower it a bit more. It's already pretty low, so I'm kind of surprised that's possible. Look at that. That's sitting very, very low. I do actually quite like it in the black. I feel like maybe we need something a bit brighter. Oh, we have paint groups. Okay, let's just figure out what these are. I'm not actually painting it orange and green. Yeah, I'm not actually painting it. Well, I am, but I'm not leaving it this colour. What is... Okay, that's a bit random. Group 3 is the number plate holder. But why are people going to use these layer groups? Is my question. Anyway, manufacturer colour. Oh, okay, so that bit of trim and that back bit is usually black, but I don't know why they're not all just one thing. Anyway, we've got the red. We've got this sort of bluey grey. That is a very 90s looking colour. From that angle, it looks very much like a Golf. We've got white. I quite like that, but I'm kind of tempted to go for something a bit different, something yellow or something. I don't know. You know what, let's stick with the manufacturer colours. Let's go with that. I do quite like it. I will have a quick look at the community designs and paints, partly just to see what there is. I'm probably not gonna put any of them on, but I do always like to have a quick look. There might be something amazing. We don't know. I don't actually know what paint they used for rally, what the livery was. I guess it was something like that. As there's a lot of those. There is also a Nismo one. Rally Art. So I thought Rally Art only did Mitsubishis. That's a little bit weird. Retro Rally. I think that's just made up. I quite like the mines one, that's cool. I did see some, somebody had made the is it the Pennzoil one, the yellow Nissan livery for this. That was quite cool. I'm sure people have made the Calsonic GTiR one as well, and the Advan. All the famous Nissan GTiR liveries I'm sure people have made for this. But I quite like it like this. It's a cool little... turned it into a sort of road style build. Not full race, not rally spec. Just quite a nice... Oh, the turbo is... No turbo, no turbo, turbo! But yeah, it is... I just can't believe how fast it is for a 90s hatchback. This is how you bought them. I know it's a rally homologation, it's not the standard car, but it is a little bit mad. Which is why I love it. It's brilliant. Certainly more exciting than the Peugeot, which is just like a metal box that barely does 100 miles an hour. I'm sure it's great fun in real life, as slow hot hatches are, but yeah. This is just a more interesting car. A bit more mad, a little bit more power, not massively fast, but quick for a 90s hatchback. Looks a bit mad. Is a bit mad. Might not have had much success in rallying. But this little thing was created, so yeah. I do like this car. I think it's very, very cool. Much more exciting than the Peugeot. This, I would imagine, would also be quite good in B or maybe A, maybe even A class. Again, not particularly heavy, should still make a quite good handling car. Not very heavy, but a little more heavy than the Peugeot, obviously. Slightly bigger car, all-wheel drive and everything, but I would imagine it's fairly light for an all-wheel drive car. So you probably could make this into quite a fast A-class vehicle. Which I might actually do. I know I often don't end up using these cars for anything, but next time I'm running some sort of A-class race, I might well use this. But yeah, I think it's kind of obvious. I quite like this little thing. I'd actually kind of forgotten about it before it was announced that it was added. Forgot it's kind of the forgotten hot hatch, isn't it? Well, I guess there wasn't actually that many of them, but not like GTI Golfs that are everywhere. But yeah, it is the kind of one you forget about, which we really shouldn't, because it's a very cool little machine. Anyway, certainly more interesting than the Peugeot. So yeah, this one I really would recommend you go and get. The Peugeot is kind of... I probably wouldn't bother with it if I'm honest. Although, given that you need 50% to get this, you're likely to have done... You might as well do that event as part of unlocking the Pulsar and get that just because it's new, but yeah. To get the Pulsar, you're kind of going to get the Peugeot in the process, whether you want it or not. You could probably sell it for quite a lot, actually, so maybe you should do that with the Peugeot. Sell it in the auction house, I'm sure somebody will pay loads for it. But yeah, definitely go and get this thing. This thing is cool. It's the most sort of wild car from this series, probably. I mean, it's a hatchback with a big wing and a thing in the bonnet, and it goes really fast, and it's, yeah, crazy little thing. I mean, I did rather like the Celica's as well, and the Starion was rather cool. Oh, and then there was the Puma, which is that was a really fun little thing. I did like that. Yeah, the only car that's a bit of a disappointment is the Peugeot, but I kind of knew that when I saw it was being added. But anyway, that is going to be all for this video, looking at the Pulsar GTiR. and it is actually the final car from this series, so hopefully we get something good in the next 4 weeks. So hopefully we'll have something fun to test out in summer season. We'll have to wait and see what that is, but if there is a new car I will be testing it out, or if there's 2 cars I'll be testing them out. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video and this series of new cars. Yeah, I hope the new ones are good. But yeah, that is going to be all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the first look at this Pulsar GTiR. More sunny, more powerful sunny. Yeah, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.